I was a lot of their first, being their first plus size curvy model.
You couldn't let anyone know the things that you were going through, whatever you shared.
The Bible says, but the God of all grace, hallelujah, and after you suffered a while, how many have
choice to write your own story? Would you write it, or would you let someone else have the pen?
Morning, good morning, good morning, 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 good morning, good morning, good morning, 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 good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another segment of Early Morning Coffee with Marvina and her BFF. Good morning now. When we give our voice to the voiceless and we let you say what is on your mind. On your mind, on your mind. This is a good day. I'm telling y'all right now, today is a beautiful day.
Yes,
I'm excited. We are asking God right now to come in the midst, and whatever we talk about, let it be a lamp until someone's feet. Hey, we are here this morning to give glory to God first, the universe, or whoever your God of understanding. We're giving honor also to all that is watching. We praise and thank y'all for coming in this morning. In my cup, look at my cup. Look at my cup. Look at my cup. Do y'all see my cup? The morning mindset move. Do y'all see this cup? And guess what? It's red in it. It's red inside of it. When I got it, I thought about them shoes with the red bottoms, the red bottom shoes. My auntie, you know what? I just want to thank my auntie Debbie. She be on sometimes. She may not be on today, but she be on. She got me this cup for my birthday, and I am so excited about it. And in my cup, I got some coffee. Now let me tell you something. They got me on this rise stuff. I'm trying to get used to this coffee stuff, but I done tried this rise mushroom coffee stuff. It's okay. I'm still trying to adjust to that, but that's what I have in my cup today with a little no. And it got some French vanilla. I'm looking for results. That's all I'm looking for. I just want to see if it's proven results on, because sometimes everybody talking about how good this is, how good that is. I'm trying it. I've been on it, doing it for a week. What am I finding a little different? I don't know if I could say this online, but it does make the flow come out. I'm finding myself able to go to the restroom more often.
regulated.
Yeah, regulated. I like that part about it, but I don't, everything else right now. I'm gonna see how this is gonna work out. It's easy. I don't know about paying no $17.99 for a bag every time, cause I go to Walmart or Kroger's and get me some $6.99 coffee pods, and I'm good. But today I'm going to try this because my BFF, she bought it for me. It's done by her, to see how it works. But anyway, back to what we're doing. All right, Yvonne, what's going on in your neck of the neck?
Good morning, good morning. First and foremost, I want to give a shout out to, I don't know whether it's an echo, but I want to give a shout out to Auntie Debbie.
Auntie Debbie, thank you so much for thinking of me and loving me enough to give me this beautiful mug. I'm gonna tell you something. She didn't give me just a mug. She didn't give Marvina just a mug. Auntie Debbie gave us a bag full of goodies, full of love. She gave us this teapot, this a bag of cinnamon and ginger and turmeric tea. This cup that says the morning mindset mug with all these beautiful sayings and things on here. I am just blessed for having Auntie Debbie in my life and truly thinking about me and paying attention to the things that we say.
Yeah, girl.
And
That's the auntie mommy. Let me tell you something. She done stepped up. My mama transitioned. She's the ancestor aunt what you call it ancestor now. She and she's going on. And my auntie has stepped up in my life. Well, she's already been in my life, but it's just a difference when you're connected. Like, I mean, she reminds me so much of my mom when I look at her. But the connection that she has with myself and even my best friend. She said, I tried that coffee, didn't care for it too much. I get you. I got you now.
I don't know. I love it. I love it. It's very smooth for me. And like I said, it helped me get over a plateau because I had hit this plateau. And I'm not gonna shout my weight out, but I will say this, I'm down 30 pounds. And I am so grateful to God for that. But it's been a steady progress. It hadn't been where I just went out there and chopped myself all up and did all this and lost 30 pounds in a week. It's been a steady progression, but this helped me to get over that plateau. I will say that. And Chanel, I'm still looking.
We
to
need
get
to
your
just
coffee,
buy
get your
it. We
coffee
just
too.
want to buy it right now. I just
Yeah, we
want
just
to
want to
buy
buy
it right now
now.
so I can, get a greater understanding on what I'm getting myself into. So that's where I'm
Yeah.
at with that. So even at that, I'm not absent minded to anything or anybody or what they're doing as far as the coffee's concerned. I'm having to get used to the fact that it's just not coffee beans. It's a
Yeah.
To me, it's a requiring taste. I don't like that lactate kind. I don't like that mess. I drank the
Lactate, what
medium,
lactate?
whatever the What is it y'all drink? What is the other one? The other flavor you got?
Oh, latte, the
Latte,
latte
latte,
flavor.
latte. I know it's a lot. Well, anyway, I'm not fond of that because I'm not into that, I guess, flavor type of mushroom taste thing. But the medium roasted one so far it gives you that coffee feel. Um, it does do that, and I've been drinking on it, and for me, I have to drink stuff more often because I didn't like what's that coffee over I didn't like what was that coffee that I told you I didn't like and then I started drinking
Oh,
it.
Starbucks.
Starbucks. I did not like no Starbucks coffee. I could not stand Starbucks. But then I started when I was working at the airport, it was like right there and I started drinking it and I started liking it. So for me, I have to constantly drink something and get them taste buds right, I guess in a sense, for me to like really like it, I guess. I don't know. But it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm just want to find out the effects of it. You know that right, sissy. We just alike. We from Jersey. We don't just drink anything. All right, BFF, you go ahead on. What's going on? You want to talk about a current event, or you want to just go ahead straight on to
Yeah,
the?
let me tell you something. There is a current event that I want to talk about. I don't know why. I guess with that new mic, I can hear in from your side. I can hear me speaking, so it's kind of throwing me off a little bit. But let me say something. And look at my face. You grown, nasty women that's running around here messing with these young children, these young boys. I'm starting to see more and more stories come up on my feed about these women in their 20s and 30s that's messing with 12, 13, 14, year old boys. And I say that respectively. They are boys. They are young boys. They are not men. They are not grown men. They are not for dating. And I am applauding the mothers that are standing up and pressing charges against these women. There are enough people in this world, adults, for you to go out there and form a relationship with. You do not have to run around here forming relationships with these children. And I'm not going to say just the women, because we know that men been doing it too, and we've been all over men about their behavior with these young people. But a lot of times the women go unnoticed. And let me tell you, I have some young boys for grandchildren. And I am not above sitting behind somebody's boss to defend mine. Y'all need to stop. Y'all are predators just like these men that's going after these little girls. These are babies. Some people say, "Oh, well, they consent." No, they can't consent. Mentally, they are not ready to consent. They don't even fully understand what that concept means and what that word fully entails. So don't come to me talking about somebody consented at the age of 12 or 13 or 14. They did not. You basically coerce them.
I can't, there's a lot of countries, a lot of, say 13 is where, and I know a nationality, and I'm just going to call it out, because I've learned this listening to them. Like in the Muslims, they feel that 13 years old and older women is actually the right age to start becoming a man, and they feel the same thing as for the younger women. The best thing for a younger woman is a young man. Now, me personally, children need to learn to be children first. That's the problem right now with our world. We don't recognize we need to let our children be children, and then when they become an adult, we can start. That's when the sex and all that stuff is coming. But it's just a thing right now. Sometimes the mentality of people and why they do the things they do. When I seen the lady on, and they had it on TikTok, and I'm looking at this lady, which they really didn't show but a little bit of the young man, but the lady, I'm saying to myself, did she really fall in love with the 13-year-old? And what about a 13-year-old child or a young man would a 21-year-old woman find attractive? I'm still trying to figure this out because they still growing. I mean, how much of a man is a 13-year-old, young man to a grown woman? What is it that she can give? What is it that this child is able to give this woman? He's not working.
Nothing.
He's still living in his mama house.
Not a damn
He don't have
Sorry.
nothing for this lady.
Not nothing.
You can't, unless nothing. Just so I'm still like kind of flabbergasted because I would never
And I hate when people have when there are some people out there telling some kudos. Why? Because you're being double standard. A lot of times you have some men out there that be like, "Ooh, go boy, you doing that." Okay, but then when he shuts down, mentally, that's what you guys are not thinking about. Mentally, when he shuts down, think about it like this: if that were a 12 or 13-year-old young lady, mentally, she is eventually going to shut down. We are sitting here and we're crying. We're like, oh my God, I can't believe that this happened. But think about our young men that this is happening to as well. Mentally, they are not ready, not prepared. And as for those countries, I can't wait for new laws and rules to come in to change that perception, because you have these nasty people that go to other countries just to engage with children. Y'all some nasty old pedophiles, just nasty. That's what my mindset is. You know how I feel about that. I'm like, woo, sorry y'all, I had to get that out this morning. Just nasty.
Nasty, nasty. You don't even give a child a chance to be with children when you just
Yeah.
start messing with them, doing adult things with them, and it's just, to me, it's really sad. And I kudos to the mom. I mean, she was a little extreme with it, but I guess I would have been too, coming in seeing my child laid up with some 21-year-old woman in my house.
Mm-hmm.
And you go and check it out, you should have seen the sheets and covers on his bed. He had basketball
Yes.
and soccer balls and stuff all on his bed sheets and stuff. I mean, that show right there, he's a child, and what are you getting out of that? Come on now. Taking a young
Yeah.
man's virginity. I mean, literally, what is it that you're taking from that? But
I'm protecting
anyway.
mine at all costs. I look at it like this. I got a 14-year-old grandson right now that's standing 6 feet tall, and I'm like this. When people look at him, I'm like, hold on, he's still a kid. He a baby. Look, I'm dodging and ducking, and people grin. Some of these females, they grin too long. I'm like, ha, what? I am, because I'm protective. I'm protective like that. It's not right. It's not right. I need them to be who they are. What you say?
I'm very protective. I'm be honest with you, because I know as a child, and I'm being naked and not ashamed. Men had touched on me when I was a kid, and the feeling that I had, and the sad part about it is, I think one of our guests came on and was talking about how her stepdad was touching on her, and she said, did she like it because she never
Mm-hmm.
told? I didn't never tell either. But as a child, you really don't know no better. Are you looking for
Right.
the affection of a person? And if you are one of those people that has an absentee dad, or you want to, that type of stuff, there's something in there traumatic inside of you that you won't tell. You just think that this is right. Who told you it was wrong? Who told you as a kid? Unless you was one,
Exactly.
So I didn't know right from wrong. And I had someone touching on me and I wasn't even 13. I was younger. I was younger than 13. So
Mm-hmm.
my whole thing is, these people that are grown and know better should know that the effects that they putting on these children as youngsters, it affects them as they get older. What are you looking for in a man? But that's that person that put their hands on you, kept touching on you and doing things to you that they didn't supposed to do, and there wasn't nobody there to stop them. Well,
Right.
I commend the mother. I really
Yeah, I
do.
commend her.
I commend her, and it is what it is. We got to realize this is society. Society, people are getting off on dealing with younger men, younger women, killing them. They got this one on TikTok, where one of the guys who killed this 13-year-old as he had sex with her, and he is unalive now because they found him unalive in his jail cell. This is what I'm saying. So, and then they can't find the young lady's remains. So he done took that to his death. Don't even know, the
Java's
mom.
guts. Yeah. The
Yep,
case
the
of Java's
mom.
guts. Yeah.
Yep. The mom can never really have a real good closure because she don't even know where her child is, the remains of her child is. So, we just do things and we know we're wrong. We just find that being able to, I guess, control the situation. I don't know what goes in people's minds when they
Yeah.
do
And
stuff
I'm
like
sick and tired of hearing people say hurt people hurt people. I'm sick and tired of hearing that because now I believe it has become a crutch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so um, people have went through and endured some things in their lifetime, and like I said, I've said this before on this show. I had been through more by the time I turned 21 than what I wished upon on my worst enemy. But I didn't go out there and hurt people because of it. I know I did not like what the things that were done to me. So how dare I go and perpetrate that same crime onto somebody else? So yeah, so that's what I had. I had to get that off my chest today, people. That's
Yes,
what's in my
ma'am.
bag.
Yes, ma'am. And Tara, hey, girl, you better be careful. I see you
Good
talking about you
morning.
driving. Good morning, girl. I love you. Don't you be texting while you driving. And yes, in mental health, and she got a lot going on, but don't you be
She do.
No, girl, I
Texting and
love you though.
driving.
Listen, don't you text. Don't you text us. I'm driving,
Listen,
ladies.
Linda,
Excuse.
listen. Listen,
Listen,
Linda,
Linda.
listen. We
Let's go
love you,
ahead
Tara.
on.
Thank you
Yes,
so much
baby.
for coming.
Yes, we do. We know what you know. You are one of the ones that we say that will never ever could give enough gratitude to for being the
Yeah.
person that you are and the support that you have done with what's in the bag. So thank you and
Yep.
drive safely, girl. All right, so let's go ahead on and talk about our segment. What we're gonna talk about today, because we done spent
Woo,
most of our time
boy.
talking about these crazy people, but we got some
Yeah.
conversation we want to talk about and. The topic today, let me go ahead on and put the topic on here because I feel like a lot of us need to hear this. I want to know the topic is who earned a seat at your table? My
Mm.
BFF said this yet last week. She was talking about inner circles, and it was so funny because we had a guest to come on, and wasn't able to come on, and I said to Yvonne, I said, Yvonne, what you want to talk about? I said, because we know we got things we do want to talk about, and we pulled this out of the bag because this was something she said was very important to her, dear to her about inner circle. And I said, well, you know what? Who earns a seat at your table?
That's
Who
right.
earns a seat at your table? And this message is really profound because, I'm not talking about, the core message today is, not your inner circle isn't about who knew you the longest. It's about who aligns with your growth. I thought
That's
that was
right.
like a core message right there. So after this little introduction, so y'all know I always do my little intros, even when me and my BF, I'm gonna let my BFF bring this on in, and then at the end, I'll talk about a little bit of things because I have some stuff I have to say, but. Let her go ahead on and she's going to deliver the message today. How about that? All right. So, right after this introduction, we're going to go ahead on and we're going to bring my BFF in. Yvonne.
Everybody can sit with you. Everybody can go where you're going. Some people were part of your story, but not your next chapter. So the real question is, who earned a seat at your table? Who earned a seat at your table? Who's really there when life gets unstable? Who's pouring into you when you're empty? Who's loving you right, not just gently? This is what's in the bag, the journey within, where every voice matters. But access is earned back.
Touching on. Let's go ahead on with it, girl. All right. So,
Yes, yes,
BFF,
yes. Yes,
BFF,
ma'am.
what's
Yes,
in
ma'am.
your bag, girl? What's in
Girl, well, let me tell
bag?
you. What's in my bag this morning is your inner circle. Your inner circle. Who has access to you? Who has the right to sit at your table? And I want you guys to understand what I'm talking about and where I'm coming from. And I'm gonna use this example. There are some people that I know they have a lot of friends. A lot of friends. But then they have just a few people that's true to their inner circle. And I said this before, I have people that's at my inner circle and then I have associates. Because I'm even funny about labeling somebody as a friend that's not in my inner circle. Just because you call somebody friend does not mean that they have full access to you. Are you aligned with that person? Do they share your hopes, your dreams, your goals? Do they support you? Do they pat you on the back? Are they complimenting you and applauding you when you win, or are they competing with you? Inner circle. I have 5 women that have a seat at my inner circle. They have a seat at the table. and they have been friends for a very, very long time. And I can call them out. I don't have to, but I can call them out. I don't have to talk to them every day. I don't have to see them every day. Heck, some of them I haven't spoke to probably in a year or two. But the minute I get that phone call, or the minute they receive a phone call from me, or they receive a visit, it's like time stood still and it's yesterday. We're able to talk to one another. We have each other's back. There's one thing that I wouldn't do for them and they wouldn't do for me. We sometimes so readily and easily call people friends and give them a seat at our inner table. And some of these people that we have not vetted wreak havoc. They cause heartache and pain. They bring drama. Every time they come around, there's chaos between you, them, your family, your friends, co-workers, the whole 9 yards. So you got to be careful about who holds a seat at your table. And let me say this, just because somebody is family does not mean that they have a right to a seat at your inner table. I think we kind of get that confused. Just because they are family members does not mean that they have a seat at your inner table. There are people in my family right now that do not know my private battles. They don't know my business moves. They don't know what goes on inside my home. They don't even know my dreams before I'm ready for them to know about my dreams. There have been times when I have moved to a whole different area code. And you know when other people found out? When I invited them over for a cookout. Because it's not their business. They don't hold a seat at my inner table. The people that I call true friends, they receive those personal invites. They get invited to the what do you call them? The milestones in your life, within your life. You know, your children as they're growing up, graduations and different events and things of that nature. They get invited to some anniversaries or some little private, intimate dinners that you may have with some of your friends. These are the people that I know that I can hold a conversation with, and I'm not going to hear anything back about it. These are people that I can hold conversation with, hold court with, if that makes sense, that will give me true, hopeful, healthful, and mindful advice. No judgment, no attacks. And then there's one person in my corner that has a piece of everybody that sits at the table. And I know I can go and tell this person some deep down rooted secrets. And I have, in 20 something years, I've never heard anything back. Never. When I have wanted to get out there and bury somebody, this person already had the shovel, went and bought the shovel, disposed of the receipts, the whole 9 yards to help me get out there and dig and bury. Those are the things that we mean by people that have true access to you. It is okay to have friends. I'm not saying don't have friends, don't have associates. I'm not saying that at all. But just be mindful about the things that you say. We see it all the time. You hear different stories about how people thought this person was their friend. That person came in and stole their whole life. We've seen where people say, oh, I thought this person was my friend. And then that person went behind their back, took everything they had, and got the position that they wanted at that company. Those are the things that I'm talking about. People that you know that if you said, look, I've got some things going on, I got to do this, that, and third, and you know that if you put your children with them, your children are going to be okay. And your children are going to be happy to be there with them. Spend some time. These people are people that you should never have a negative doubt in your mind about. Because they're always going to have your back. And you know who I learned this from? I learned this from my grandmother. My grandmother, every young woman in our family, from her children, my grandmother had five girls. And then she also had a host of daughters that came into the family through marriage. and they love my grandmother dearly. And my grandmother imparted wisdom to them, and then she imparted wisdom to us, and then to her great grandchildren, and so on. And she said to us, she said, you don't have to have 500 friends. She said, you can have that one friend, or you can have 10 friends that is always going to be there. When my grandmother turned 80, I think it was 80. I think it was her 80th. All these ladies were there. It was 4 ladies that were there, and they had been her friends. And 2 of the ladies kind of had this little rivalry going on about who was the true best friend. And not one time did they ever turn their back on the other one when the other one was in need. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I can't hear.
Can you hear me? You can't hear
I
me?
can't. I can now.
Hello? Can you hear me now? Can you
Mm-hmm.
hear me? Okay. Well, for me, and I'm really picky about my inner circle and who sits at my table. I'm so picky. And that's from experience, not because I just decided that this person isn't going to be in my through experience. I looked at people like who poured into me, who didn't drain me, you know, who seen me as who I am and not have a expectation on me or see me as somebody that I'm not. Yesterday I had a great conversation with someone very special to me. She's in my inner circle. She sits in the seat at my table. And she was telling me that she had a conversation with someone that, and the conversation held like this. The person was telling her who she was, and she had to tell her, that's not who I am. And when she said that, it kind of struck something in me because sometimes people look at you for what you've done and think that's who you are. And the people that holds a seat at my table will never even see me or question what I've done as who I am because they already know who I am. That's who's going to sit at my table. No, you're not going to say, oh, you this person because I experienced this or I've done this, because that's the problem. People take what we've done as who we are. No, what we done is what we done. Now,
Come on.
I know I am Yvonne's best friend. I'm her best friend. We sit the seat at each other's table. I mean that, but because I'm her best friend, and if she look at me as someone that she's not aligned with or can grow with, or see me as somebody that I was, that I've done, she really would not hold a seat at my table.
That's right.
And one good part about our friendship and when we eat, because sometimes we sit at the table with each other, it don't always taste good. No, we don't
That's
always.
right.
No, everything don't always taste good when we sit at the table.
That's right.
But that's because we holding each other accountable. Okay, we're not looking at each other as, I can't tell her nothing, she can't tell. We hold one another accountable, no matter how it feels. I mean, we're not going to beat each other down, but we are able to speak to one another and understand where we are at instead of running around thinking that this person is better than me. I mean, and or she's trying to tell me something and I don't need to hear it. We have to hold each other accountable. Sometimes we even sit at people's tables and the food ain't even good. That what I mean by sit at the table and the food ain't good. How about you have those people that sits at your table who always finding something wrong with what you're doing, or finding things that about you that they can show other people that you're not that.
Show you up. Yes.
Yeah, just show you up. You know what I'm saying? So, you gotta have, when you at the seat at a table, you gotta be able to trust that person, to have a safe space with that person. You shouldn't have to worry about if that person is going to make you feel any other way but growth, understanding, relate.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You never should have anybody that in your inner circle who make you feel like you're not peace. You don't have any peace with them. You're not safe with them. You know what I'm saying? So when I looked at the inner circle, I had to really look at the people that I call my inner circles, and I don't have too many people that I call that I sit at my table. And even in my family, I think I have maybe a couple of people that I can say that sit at my table. And it's funny though, I have an inner circle. I have a circle, inner circle. Then I have a circle of friends. Then I have a circle of associates. And then I have a circle of people that I wouldn't even let come into on my table or sit with. So there are certain realms of my table that I will allow. You know, you got that intimate table. You got that table where maybe 6 of y'all gonna sit down together, and you know we're still apart. Then you have that table. You know when you Thanksgiving dinner when you got about 20 of them. Your mom pulled out the level. You put the table in, and it's like 20 of y'all sitting at the table. You got one on the end. You got that table. You see what I'm saying? And then you got the table where you got people sitting on the outsides, like when you go into the restaurants. You got tables where there's tables everywhere where people are sitting. And you don't even know. You don't even want those people at your table. But you always know who is sitting, who earns that seat, that intimate seat at your table.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And you know something else? And I'm going to tell you something. Stop trying to force fit people into a seat. Stop trying to force fit people into a seat. I'm gonna tell you something. When you're trying to force fit people into a seat, it's like trying to force your doggone foot into a shoe. Either that shoe gonna be too small, or it's gonna be entirely too big. And when you do that, if it's too small, nothing that you say or do is going to work well with that person or the other people around you. When that seat is too big, they can't receive everything in. And then another thing, I'm going to tell you this. God is such a wonderful, powerful, awesome entity that when everybody has a true seat at the table, they all get along. Let me tell you something. We can put something together right now, and everybody that has a seat at my table loves one another. They didn't know each other until they all got a seat at my table. And the same with some of them. I got some of them from my sister's table. But that's how God puts it all together. And I'm going to tell you something. There are some, for me, there are some true principles, some true characteristics that I look for when people, that I looked for in these people, or that I found to be true in them. When people who deserve a seat in your inner circle are the ones who protect your peace and not compete with it. 1, people who celebrate you when you're not in the room. That's one of the most important things to me. And I'm gonna use this as an example. Marvina and I we were somewhere. And this is, how sometimes people say, "Ooh, I love this person." And I say this before. I love people for so many different reasons. It's not just one reason that I love a person. This was number 3,587 of why I love this lady across from me right now. We were at it, we were somewhere, and this person came up to her and said, "Oh, and started talking about somebody else in a negative way. Marvina, she didn't disrespect the person that was speaking. But what she did was politely disengage from that conversation of negativity about someone who wasn't there to defend themselves. And she sweetly changed the conversation. It wasn't like, "Oh, I'm not going to talk about this person. Ooh, girl, I can't believe you said that." And she never engaged in anything negative towards the person that was absent. That says a lot about a person's character and about their spirit. Because some people are not strong enough. And what I mean by that, I've seen quite a few people do this. Somebody starts talking negatively about somebody, and guess what they do? Girl, yeah, you right. Because, I can't believe what happened. You know, I was over there with them and they did X, Y, Z. Did they want to hold that conversation? Sometimes not. But they weren't strong enough or had that person's back enough to say, I'm not going to engage in that. Number 2, people who tell you the truth with love. I'll tell people in a minute, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And you can come to me, if you have something that you want to say to me, say it. Be respectful when you say it, and I can receive it better. One thing about Marvina and myself and the other people at this at my table, we don't have a problem with calling each other on the carpet when need be. We don't make it a spectacle. We will pull each other to the side and say, "Oh, girl, I heard what you said in there. That may have been a little, that may have been a little harsh." Or, "Why do you feel the way that you feel about this? Do you think that was a good thing to say, and so on and so forth?" There have been times when this woman right here she done put both feet up my behind, and I had to go back and say, "God, dog, dang, she was right when I had a chance to remove her feet and think about what was said." I've had some friends at my table call me that I remember one lady I hadn't seen in about a year, and she and I got into a conversation. She called me a few days later and said, "Sis, I really need to talk to you about something." And I received what she said because she loved me so much. She came to me and said, "Let's rethink this." Number 3, people who can handle your growth. Understand this. There are some people at your table right now that cannot handle your growth. They think that you're supposed to be that same person that you were 10 years ago. So you got some people that, as you excel in your job, that's causing you greater financial freedom, they can't accept that because now they don't have anybody to put down when the lights get turned off, or that person's no longer calling around saying, can I hold something? Or they're no longer the butt of jokes, if that makes sense, about what they have and what they don't have. You got some people that's growing in their spirituality. Their relationship with God is growing. And always with God, as you grow, your circle starts to change. The people that you engage with starts to change. Some people are here for a season, not a lifetime. Number 4, people who bring peace and not confusion. I say this all the time. God is not the author of confusion. If God is not the author of confusion, why would you want to have people in your life that brings about confusion? I don't. I am quick to back away from people that brings confusion, chaos and confusion. I'd be like, no, not today. Number 5, people who are not consistent. I want people in my life who are consistent with me. I don't have to talk to you all the time. I don't have to see you all the time. But I do want to know that your presence is there. And vice versa. People who are consistent. Not people who during what, birthdays and spotlight moments, but people who are there for the sad times as well. People who just want to hold court with you. Because I'm going to tell you something. At the end of the day, your inner circle is built on history, loyalty, and alignment. Because sometimes people sit in the seat just to hold the seat. I don't want somebody just to come and fill a seat. I don't need seat fillers. I need people who are going to be there that will stand the test of time. I love these ladies, and you all know who you are without me having to call you out. But God has been a tremendous and blessing God. All of my sisters have BFFs, and their BFFs have become my BFs, and they have all earned a seat at my table. And my parents were blessed that way, and honored to respectfully call these other ladies their daughters as well. So I thank them all for that. So I'm gonna turn it back over to Marvina because I know I said a mouthful.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and I'm gonna go a little biblical with people because a lot of times we got Christians that's on here. Do you think that when Jesus got the disciples that they earned a seat at the table, or was they chosen because of what they could bring to the table? And I know he had to know the different types of people that he had on the table. You know, I was sitting there and I did the research on him. I was like, you know what, Lord, what what type of characteristics did these people have? They had leaders, you had thinkers, you had connectors, you had questioners, you had workers, you had loyal hearts, you had passionate spirits. Then you had one who was Judah. Can you hear me? You had one that was Judas, and he even had a seat at the table. He had a seat at the table, but the table he utilized was he was a thief. He was. So when we look at people who we have sitting at our table, what are they bringing to the table that you and that person can both thrive off of and growth to? I mean, I'm looking at who I have at my table. I was sitting there thinking about it. I thought about it all week, about the people that I have at my table, my inner table, not just the table where everybody sit down and eat, break bread, and just move on. I mean, people that you talk to, that you give your concerns to, that you're growing with, that can pour into you, that show you the greatest love and compassion when you need it, and you can do the same thing. That you, not for convenience, not just being there when you need them, and then when you call on them, they're not there. And I've seen a relationship. I've watched a relationship where someone called someone their best friend, and then when they got around everybody, the one that they called the best friend just started talking to them any kind of way, calling them out. And then I had to think about that. I said, that person seen friendship in the young lady, but the young lady really didn't see the friendship in him. So you got to really look at what that person see in you as well as you see in them. Everybody's not connected. We're not all connected. We're not. I don't care how you look at it. There's chosen ones. There's ones that come in your life, because that's what God has aligned you with. You may have that one that you've been friends with forever, and then as you get older, y'all kind of distance each other. But when y'all do talk to each other, it's like y'all never ever missed a day. Those are people that holds a seat at your table. Those are people you connect with. I can sit here and think, and it's a handful. It's a hand. I'm not gonna say that. And Auntie Debbie, you know what? And I'm gonna say this: you hold a seat at my table, and I can't never say that when I speak to this young lady, to this woman, to this lady of spiritual anointing, that I could say that we are not connected. The growth is just there. It's just there. And I can see myself in her. I can see myself in what we do together. And I can see myself in my BFF. I see what we do together. That's growth. That's the seed. But when I see, if me and you, my BFF Yvonne, we're around each other, and I see her tearing me down, hurting me, making me feel some kind of way, I'm jealous. I see the ego. I got ego issues. She doing this and I'm not doing that. We're not connecting. That person doesn't hold no seat at my table. And it's right. Just never, it can't go that way. So we got to really pay attention to who we call our friends. We got to see who we call our how can you say, BFFs or BFs. I got BFF. I got BF. I got BC, best connections. I got B, all kinds of stuff. Okay, like, so you know what I'm saying? I got B, convenience. I got best convenience people. Okay. But I understand who really holds a seat at my table. I really see that. I know that. And I welcome them. And I love on them. And as they love on me. And I want to say this to you, BFF. You always talk about the good stuff that I've done and all these things. She do that a lot. As y'all can see, she'll compliment me on the change that I have done in her life. But the same goes for me. My BFF I've called her many times to tell her certain things. She'll tell me, show me, this is the way you may need to do it. It's not you better do this. It's she'll give me an example. She'll talk to me for me to understand. She gets to know my language. If I come to her about something, she won't just come at me and think that I'm supposed to get it. She will talk to me in my language for me to understand where I'm at, not just throwing stuff. And I remember when we first became best friends, me and her had a, let me just go, I'm going to bring this up. She has a teaching skill. She teaches a certain way. And I have a learning skill. My learning skill, I'm a visual person. And because she teaches a certain way and I learn a certain way, we was clashing. We were clashing because I had to get her to understand that I don't learn the way she teaches. She said to me, well, every time I teach somebody else, they understand. But that's not how I understand. That's not how I relate. And we had to learn that. And she wanted to learn how to do that. She didn't want to just take it like, oh, well, since you don't do it this way, we she changed her way of teaching me by showing me visually because that's who I was. That's a person that holds a seat at your table. Not trying to change you, make you them. You got to understand that we all working together in this world. And everybody don't see everybody the same way. I'm me, Yvonne, she. Everybody that's on here is them. I can't be you because you're already taken. I gotta only be me. I'm the only way I can understand. As my BFF said, out of what you call 100%, I'm 1% because I'm the only one who could change me. But I'm not trying to change nobody else. But I want to know that there is other people in this world that looks at things differently than it. That don't necessarily have to be my way. But you're going to hold a seat at my table.
That's right. That's that trust.
That's that trust.
That's that trust. And I'm going to tell you something. Trust is the ticket. Trust absolutely decides who gets a seat at my table. A lot of people to me confuse access with history. Just because someone has known you for years does not automatically qualify them for your inner circle. Trust is earned through patterns, not promises. Promises can be broken. Patterns weave it's like putting together a blanket, those strong fibers and stuff like that. And trust means they can hold your vulnerability. Think about that. When we feel that we can truly trust somebody, we tell them our innermost secrets. The people in your inner circle know the real you, your fears, your dreams, your pain, and your plans. And trust means that their actions match their words. I need somebody, if I call today and say this, that, and the third is whatever, and then they say, okay, I can match you with this, that, and the third. So those are some of the things that you look for. Trust means their actions match their words. Let's look at some of these comments.
Yeah, I'm up here putting some up here because I know we're taking all our time, but you can go ahead. I put Chanel. Do you see it?
Oh, go ahead, because I'm not at
it
that
says
one.
That's absolutely. Well, I don't remember what we were talking about because we said a whole lot, but Chanel said that's absolutely true to you. True, you got to watch the company you keep and the surroundings because people secretly hate on you and be around you like they are team you, and the whole time they are plotting against you. That's why you have to move in silence, and my circle is very small. You know that right.
You better say it. You better say
that's
it,
right. You know that's right. You know that's right. Very small. Okay, so I love you. Hey, cousin Robin. Different people play a role in your life and serves a certain purpose. introverts usually have only a couple of friends, and extroverts usually have quite a few acquaintances, associates, and friends. I'm both, but I'm more of I'm more of a I'm an extrovert. I'm out there, and but
I'm
I don't have a
introverted.
lot of friends. I mean, I get it. I do have people that I call associates, but I don't have. I'm more of a few people person. I'm most of the time, if my BF ain't around me, everything's quiet. Um, I do speak to people every so often. I call, but I still have I have a small circle of friends. I don't really, and I'm
Hmm.
speaking from me, extrovert. I'm more when I'm out there, when I'm in public or whatever. I'm not really that quiet. Sometimes I pull back, but I'm more the ones that'll talk. And lately, Yvonne talking about she's an introvert, but no, she's not. She's learned to be both. Because we just had a we were just
Yeah.
out at my niece's birthday party, and she was holding a whole conversation with somebody, and I was over there being quiet. And then normally it's vice versa.
Yeah.
But it really depends on what the conversation is, because she was talking about skincare, face makeup, and stuff. See, I ain't into that. So it really depends on what the conversation is for her to say she's an introvert. Um, so I get that, but my friends, I don't have that many friends, girl. I don't. I really don't.
Yeah.
I
And
don't.
I know that I don't. And part of my reason for that, and I'm learning, is where emotional safety, because when I was younger, I entrusted people with some very intimate things about me, and they ran with it. And so now I'm constantly looking for people for emotion, when I hold conversation, that emotional safety. If I say this to them, even if it references someone else, will they hold that in their hand and not use that information to try and hurt or harm me or someone else? So I try to get out of my own head at times, sometimes in just the general conversations.
My cousin said, she said something that was profound. She said everyone isn't blessed with a real general best friend. It's not something everyone experiences. Oh, you know
Mm,
what? I guess that's, speaking from
that's very true.
speaking from my experience, that's true. I remember when I was younger, when I first got here I didn't know when I first got here. I was here for a minute, but when I was working at Arby's, I used to stand there and watch people walk inside of the Arby's, and I always wanted a best friend. I asked God, universe, I want a best friend. I want someone that I can be able to talk to, who can relate to me, and I can relate to them. Someone that's aligned to me. I did. I really did. I could remember that like it was yesterday. I used to watch people walk in, and them they friends be laughing and carrying on. And I had associates, people that I went to, clubbing with and stuff like that. But it was certain things that I couldn't talk to them about. And then here come Yvonne. She became my best friend. Now she got people, friends, inner circle people. I do, and like I said, I can count on my hand.
Hmm.
There's the Annette, Bloodworths, and so far and so on. But she, she had inner people in her inner circle that she introduced me to when I met her. They wasn't really my inner
Hmm.
circles because they were bougie as far as I'm concerned. I just felt like when I first met Yvonne, I thought she was bougie. Girl, mm-mm.
She
I just
did.
knew, yeah, she was, to me, I was like, she's so bougie. But it was something about my best friend that I wanted. I just felt like she was not only was she bougie, but it was something she can give me. She was intelligent. And when I seen things in her as far as what I wanted, I looked for that in a friend, and I grasped to her. And that's how we became friends. I used to think she was the most intelligent person that I knew. She was selling houses, she had her own business. Man, there was stuff that I wanted in life. So I realized this as I was growing up. I had to be around people that I wanted to be like. It's the company you keep. If you be around people that gossip all
That's
the
right.
time, that's who you gonna be. That's what you always find yourself around people that shadows you. What you want. So my inner circle had to be around people that had some type of smarts. Some they wanted something in life. They wanted to do things that, and make something out themselves. So I ain't hang around with anybody and everything. If I wanted to, I could have hung around the people that drank, smoked, and did all kinds of crazy
Mm-hmm.
stuff. But I didn't. I wanted to be around somebody that had something in life because I wanted something. So sometimes you gotta look at the people that you have at your table and not look at it as
Yeah.
an ego thing, and realize that those people that's at your table that you want to, if it's something in them that they're there for, and what are you looking for in that friend, in that best friend? Who are you looking for?
Mm-hmm.
What in that best friend do you want?
Yeah.
You right
And for
about that, my
me,
cousin. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
and for me, it was with Marvina. It was I've always looked when I was looking for a BFF, because I wanted me a BFF, but it had to be if a person had kids, they had to love their children. They had, because I always had mine with me. If I went somewhere and did something, I took my kids with me. It was rare if my kids was at my mom and my dad's house spending the night. It was rare if they went to somebody else's house. If my kids didn't go, 9 times out of 10, I didn't go. So it had to be somebody that loved their kids. It couldn't be one of these people out here, they look good and the kids look crazy. No ma'am, no ham, no sir. And when I met Marvina, when I tell you, this woman, she loves her children. And I said, "Ooh, this is somebody that I can hang with," because I knew that if she loved her children, she would not be mean or cruel towards mine. I also love the way that she loved her family. She helped me to grow. Not that I didn't love my family. Not that I didn't love my family. There were some challenges there. And she helped me to grow in my relationship with my parents and my siblings. And that was very important to me. So when you looking for these people to sit at your table, like she said, and I didn't really touch on that, it is what they bring to the table. What can they bring to the table that helps to fill your plate? It's like a potluck. It's like a potluck. You don't want to always be the one in there cooking Sunday dinner by yourself. Sometimes you say, okay, let's have potluck. And you don't want nobody to bring no potato salad with no raisin to the table. You want somebody to bring something that's going to be good, that you all are going to enjoy, love, and like, and can share. So those are some things that I really look for.
You want people that can bring something. They ain't empty-handed. I mean, you could go to Dollar General and get some plates and some sodas. What I mean, you know what I'm saying? You always want to have somebody. You want someone at your table that's going to bring something to the table.
Somebody's getting in the trenches.
They gonna get in the trenches. You gonna find that person that bringing something. They don't bring something. They might not have a whole lot. That's not what we're looking for. We're not looking for someone to bring a whole lot of anything. They might not have a whole lot of money. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for somebody that's aligned with where you bring, with who you are, and what you want in life to bring to your table. And if it's anywhere, anyhow, that y'all sitting there and y'all are not aligned with each other, you will know that. You can't force it. You cannot put no round peg in no square, in no square circle, in no round, whatever, however that go. I'm just
you can't put no round peg in a square hole.
There you go. Because it's just not gonna fit. You know who's in your, and deep down inside, you're spiritually connected. I can think about something, and I just had this conversation with my auntie. I can think about Yvonne and something that she's doing, and then she'll call me. You know you connected. Or she say something and I can complete what she's saying. Or you know the alignment. It's just there. But when you forcing it, there's no connection. It's like you trying to put when you take a magnet and you got two positive sides, it's just it will not come together. But you got negative and that positive, it's gonna stick. Same thing with a battery. You put that positive, and it's going to the electricity, whatever it's going to stick. You know when you are energy connected and aligned with someone by the way they are around you, the experience that you have with them. You are not feeling like you got an ego issue. You're not jealous. Y'all are friends. Y'all are connected. And when I say friends, I'm even you could be friends with your family members. What I mean by friends is you just know that that person is there. Oh, okay, here I come, Auntie. Here I come. Yes, I am. All right, here we go. Auntie said, niece Yvonne is my energy force to niece Vina. So I get it. She's a source of energy that wakes up every chakra in. Wait, where you go? Wait, chakra in your bones. Energy sources are first thing that needs touch when you're in search of someone you need in your circle of life. Thank our divine God for you finding her. You saved me from searching. LOL.
Oh, Auntie, you gonna make me cry.
That lady, let me tell y'all something.
Oh,
And
thank you, Auntie.
she is not playing when she talks about. She don't play about us. That lady don't play about us. She do not play about us. So you know when that inner circle. She talked about her for a long time, and I'm gonna tell this story, Auntie. I got to because this is where I am at. For a long time, I always felt connection to my auntie. I used to tell her I'm her twin. I'm her twin. I said, I'm your twin. And my auntie said to me the other day when I was talking to her, she didn't understand it until now. Yes, I am your twin. That connection is there. I always felt it, even as a child. I was, and her nickname for me, and I'm going to call it out. Y'all don't try to be funny, but it is what it is. I was her booger. That means close. I don't tell everybody that, but I just told the world. My auntie I always been intimately connected with her. Out of my mom's children, I always felt connected to my auntie. I used to watch her. She didn't never realize how much I watched her. I used to look in the mirror and I seen her. Now as we older, I really see her because she connects. That energy is there. I love it. I love you. I love you, auntie. I love you so much. And I love you. Let me see what you said. Let me get this out and we get ready to get off of here because I know we done over our hour. Is a natural force almost like it had nothing to do with you. It was the universe. That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
It's
That's
a natural
right.
force. It's so natural. And it ain't forced at all. When you are in line with somebody that's your best friend and you were close to, it's never forced. You don't ever have to worry about only reason why they're around you is when they want something from you. I've had that happen too. They only want what you can give them, and then
That's right.
they your friend. How about those ones they only your friends when y'all in secret, but when you're around in public, they treat you like crap because they done actually talked about you, made you look bad, and all those things. And then when then when you get in the public, they don't want to. They pretend like they can't stand you. You're not no good. But then when you out when you just intimate, they're your friends. They
And
cool.
your friends.
They cool with you. No, we're not aligned. We're not aligned.
Look at my face.
So, love it. We gotta get up out of here. God is good.
Yeah.
God is great. Universe is good. Universe is great. Friendship is good. Friendship is great. The table is good and it's great. Because when God said he made earth, he said all is good. All is good. And
That's
we are
right.
good.
That's
This whole
right.
conversation was good. The whole thing.
Yes.
And we thank everybody who came on and gave and just watched. If you ain't do nothing but watch, we okay with that too. We have people who just want to hear the message and don't want to be seen. We are good with you too. We like for you to watch because we realize the message is getting out. If it ain't doing
That's right.
nothing but touching a little bit of what you said, if there's a understanding that you got out of this, just a little bit, we're doing what God is telling us.
It's telling us to do. Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Love you guys.
Love y'all so much. I'm grateful to y'all. Thank you so much. All right, Yvonne, do you want to go ahead on and take us out, or how you want to do this, girl?
Hey guys, look, let me say this to you guys. Thank y'all so much for joining us today. Continue to join us during the week on our interactive What's in the Bag page, and that is Motivational Monday, Talk About It Tuesday, Wisdom Wednesday, Thankful Thursday, and Friday.
Can I say this first? Wait. Can I say this first? I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut her off, but I want y'all to tune in on next week, especially all the women. We're going to have a panel of women coming on talking about how it feels to be African American women. Come in and let's talk about that. We got a panel of women this time. We're going to be talking about how it feels to be an African American woman, whether you are a mother, a cousin, an entrepreneur, or whatever the case may be. These women are going to open up and talk about their journey as an African American woman. And you don't have to be an African American to join in. You can understand where we're at, even if you're a different nationality. We want to get an understanding that our bags are similar no matter what color, creed, or nationality you are. The similarities of our bags is so profound. So I'm asking everyone to come in on next week to just join in, tap into some of your friends, tell them to look at What's in the Bag on next Saturday about how it feels to be an African American woman. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Yvonne. I apologize.
Oh, no. You're good. You're good. I'm glad that you brought that up. And then also our directory, What's in the Bag with the question mark. What's in the Bag with the question mark. And I know that there are still some changes going on with that page. And then also you guys can find us on YouTube. Twitch. And hey nephew, always tuning in. I love you so much. And I just want to say you can find us at What's in the Bag 21 on Twitch. You can find us on YouTube at What's in the Bag 21, no spaces. And that page is growing, and I thank you guys for that. That page, you can also go and find every single segment that we've ever done. You can go back through history. And if you want to talk to us, please feel free to give us a call, 833-520-9482, extension 700 or 701. That is 833, you moved it so quick, 833-520, WITB.
My fault, outside. You're outside, I mean. You'll be up there.
And let me say this, guys. It is so beautiful today. It is so beautiful. I haven't even been outside. I just know that it's so beautiful because God woke me up today. And with that being said, we want you to stay blessed. Be a blessing. I love you guys so much, and looking forward to seeing you guys next Saturday. Be ready, be prepared. Let's get this conversation going.
Yeah.
Listen to this, a little bit
Everybody
of this.
can't sit with you.
Everybody can't sit with you.
Everybody can't go where you're going.
Everybody can't go where you're going.
Some people were part of the journey, but not the destination. So the real question is, earned a seat at your table. I used to hold on just because we had history, calling it loyalty, but it was hurting me. Smiling in my face, but the love wasn't real. Now I'm learning to trust how I feel. I gave access way too easily, opened doors that should've needed a key. Now I'm guarding my peace differently, cause not everybody's meant for me. Time don't equal trust, and love ain't always enough. I had to learn the hard way. Everybody can't stay. Who earned a seat at your table? Who's really there when you're not stable? Who's pouring into you when you're empty? Who's loving you right, not just gently? Who earned a seat at your table? Not everybody's willing and able. Some gotta go so you can grow. Tell me, who's really supposed to be close? Yeah. I stopped explaining what they never Some people seasonal, I see it clear. Some only stay for a certain year. No more forcing what don't align. If it costs my peace, it's too high a price. It's not about cutting people off. It's about choosing yourself. It's about knowing your worth and honoring your space. Everybody can't sit with you, and that's okay.